Go ahead, guys. Don't be shy. Think of anyone that can steal. Oh, I remember 4 of them. I just remembered 4, so there's only 1 that's missing. Who is the mysterious 5th thief that I find to be one of my favorites? Come on, images load. Oh, I remember now because I looked through my screens. Okay. All right, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Someone, give me 2 more guesses, guys, and we'll get started. Top 5 thieves, pickpockets, yeah, snatching items from people since 1901. I don't know. Give me 2 more guesses, guys. Any thieves, pickpockets. I don't want to say the name because that is the move that the guy uses. Zevran Dragon Age. We got Ring a Bell. Karn. Oh, these are good guesses. All right, guys. I'm gonna say right now, you guys got 1 of my top 5 thieves. Thief from Final Fantasy 1. So no, I didn't do like generic thieves. The generic thieves are actually my outside looking in. Because I like Final Fantasy 3. Yes. That's a good guess. So the outside looking in are the generic thief classes from the tactic style RPGs. So like your thief class in Final Fantasy Tactics is a really fun thief class because you can steal amazing gear from enemies. The thief in Final Fantasy 11 is a personal favorite of mine because way back in 2000X, I started Final Fantasy 11 as a thief, and it was, you know, one of the harder characters to start the game with because thief is just a weaker warrior. So that was always a struggle. The Final Fantasy, the Tactics Ogre Rogue class is fun because you can steal stats and apply stat boosts to your characters. And then of course there's the Disgaea thief who can do all of that, steal stats and steal items, and you know, is pretty good to use in the item world. So these are the characters in the outside looking in. So these are the ones that just missed the top 5 as far as thief class characters go. So without further ado, the one that you guys guessed correctly is number 5 on the list. It is, don't call him a thief, he's a treasure hunter, Mr. Locke Cole from Final Fantasy VI. So congratulations on guessing that right. Locke's just a cool character. He isn't really used much in the end game. But you have that whole section of Final Fantasy VI where you have to infiltrate South Figaro, and you have to like steal the different the clothing from you know, the merchants and then the knights, so that you can, you know, move around the city to get information and whatnot. His class isn't the strongest in Final Fantasy VI, but still can get you some pretty good items. Little surprised Kasumi was not on the list. So, Locke's fun. I enjoy stealing things with Locke. He's fast. He's got useful equipment. He's got access to a lot of really good gear. So you can pretty much give him the best gear in the game. And you know, he's got a pretty fun story once you actually unravel it, with him and Rachel, and the reason he wants to protect Tara and Celis and whatnot. So this is more of like a nostalgia pick, but Locke Cole, one of my favorite thieves. Cheers to all you guys that guessed him right. Number 4 of my top 5 favorite thieves is Ray from Breath of Fire 3. I was gonna mention pilfering, but I didn't know if I had said pilfer, if that would have made anyone think of Ray, because that's what his steal move is called in Breath of Fire 3. So Ray's a cool character. I like his design, like the Warren race in Breath of Fire, like the cat race. He looks cool. He starts off as kind of like the mentor character for Ryu. Then they get disbanded, and then when you meet up with Ray later, he is the were-tiger character, and he's kind of like the crazy physical fighter. And you need to use, I think, like target in order to actually utilize his were-tiger form correctly, or else he'll end up attacking your units. But yeah, like there's a lot of interesting items to steal in Breath of Fire 3. I don't remember if there's like the best gear to steal, but pilfer is useful. It's got its uses, and I don't know, I just enjoyed his story in Breath of Fire 3. He's a side character, but you know, he finds a way to become memorable in that cast. So that is my number 4 thief. Number 3, this guy is such a class clown. I love this character. This character, he makes the Trails series enjoyable whenever he shows up. It's Blue Blanc from Ouroboros. Whoop, that's not the right game. I guess you can find him in Trails in the Sky or Trails of Cold Steel. He is just kind of like a meddling character. Sometimes he's helpful, but most of the time he's just a minor character that is really bad at being a villain. You first meet him in Trails in the Sky SC with his little like card hijinks where he hides the cards, and you run into him and you have to like figure out his riddles. And then he's just a total joke character, but he's a fun joke character. I was close. Thinking of the Phantom Thieves? Yes. Excuse me, he's fabulous at being a villain. Do you ever catch him? No. Blue Blanc good. Yes, but does he ever like come off as like a threatening villain? No. He's enjoyable. Like anytime, like whenever I had the quest where there was someone, like he never steals anything important. He steals like a mirror or like a little kid's like teddy bear, and you have to go through this like whole bunch of fetch quests to to solve the quest. Are you saying the only good villain is the threatening villain? I'm not saying that. I just think he's on my top list of thieves. So obviously he's left an impression on me. So I just think he's a good comic relief villain. Whenever he shows up, I roll my eyes, but not like in a bad way. Kind of like, oh god, here we go again, kind of thing. Um, and you know, I'm hoping to see him in Trails into Reverie. I'm not that far into the game, but he's just a fun character whenever he shows up. So yeah, Blue Blanc. The fan, I can't remember his name in Ouroboros now. And then yeah, exactly. This guy, yeah. Oh boy, here we go. Kind of like, yeah, oh here we go again kind of thing. So yeah, Blue Blanc, number 3 on my top 5 favorite thieves list. But the thing is yeah, he just steals the most ridiculous things. And like even the crew when they're dealing with him, he's more of like an inconvenience and not like a threat. So it's just funny how everyone treats him in the game. And even Ouroboros is kind of like indifferent towards him too. He's just a funny character. And you know, I dig him. More Blue Blanc, please. But yeah, anyways, he's my number 3 favorite thief. Number 2, this is a cool gimmick character to use in fights. It is Raven from Suikoden 5. This is the one I couldn't remember. So, you end up like, after, you're gonna love him in Reverie, by the way. Nice. Hello. Hey, Spingy. Happy Friday. We are going through my top 5 favorite thieves lists. And we're talking about Raven from Suikoden 5. So you end up hearing the story like as like you progress through the game, you can read news articles. I have to go to camp. Well, I hope you enjoy camp. Oh, sometimes it's fun getting away from all your normal activities and doing the camp life. So yeah, you hear about this crow thief that steals rare artifacts from people and whatnot, and you end up capturing him in your castle. You convince him to join you. He very much seems like a regular character. But the thing about Raven that I like is that he's got this unique rune called the Raven rune, and I wrote down the effects of the Raven rune right here. And the Raven rune, here's what it says. The Raven rune is a unique rune to the master criminal Raven. With it, Raven has a 100% chance of evasion on direct physical attacks when he is when he is in a dungeon. This also includes outside dungeons like the Waterfall Basin. In story mode, it turns Raven is completely invisible, and near the final war, when Raven is hiding in one of the basement storage closets that can be seen, all that can be seen of him is a circular shadow on the ground. So basically what they're saying is Raven is the best tank in the game in Suikoden 5, as long as you're fighting physical enemies in a dungeon. He cannot be hit at all. He has 100% chance of evasion with his Raven rune. So they talk about him being a shadow. So if he is in the dungeons and there's no sun and he's got the shadows covering him, he is the best evasion tank in the game. And you can really abuse that in Suikoden 5. Granted, he is shit when it comes to magical damage and if you're outside, but if you're ever in a dungeon and you have him, he's the best frontline unit you can use. And I always found that very unique. It was the first time Suikoden had done that with like a character, and I always had Raven in my party because I wanted a character that could just never be hit, like not have any threat of damage unless it was magical. But still, Raven from Suikoden 5 is my number 2 just because he's got such a unique gimmick to him. So that makes makes him my number 2 favorite thief. And number 1 is Calamity Jane from Wild Arms. So Calamity James is a character that you meet up with her in the original Wild Arms, and she's always kind of like a Robin Hood type character. She, you know, steals from the bad guys, and she's got like an orphanage kind of thing that she's trying to keep up and running. And I always liked her story. She was a side character in the original Wild Arms, and it always felt like there was sort of a romantic relationship building between her and Rudy. Wild Arms is a series that has 100% missed me, but I can see why people like it. Aw, that is unfortunate, pause, because yeah, I'm a big fan of Wild Arms. So yeah, she's kind of like, you know, she's kind of like this thief that, you know, steals from bad guys and helps the poor, which is her orphanage. But then you end up playing, well, if you end up playing Wild Arms Alter Code F, she actually becomes one of the playable characters in that game, and she's actually really useful in Wild Arms Alter Code F. She's one of the faster units. She's got the ability to like spread healing items to everybody. I've been meaning to give Wild Arms another shot somewhere in the middle of the mountainous backlog, right? Wild Arms Alter Code F, it's very hit or miss with me. I like some of the ideas they did with the game, but there are certain parts that are off-putting, and I wish they would just combine some of the effects that were in the original Wild Arms with Alter Code F, and I think they could make the perfect game. But yeah, because Wild Arms on the PS1 is one of my favorite RPGs, but the battle sprites are pretty ugly, and Wild Arms Alter Code F has really nice sprites, but the battle system isn't my favorite. And I felt like if they had just incorporated the battle system from the original Wild Arms and moved it into Wild Arms Alter Code F, and then changed nothing else of the original Wild Arms other than the graphics, I think it would have been a better game. But I digress. But Calamity Jane, she's fun. She can steal. She's got a good personality. You know, she shows her soft side to Rudy as the story progresses. She's kind of like a spark plug. She's got a fiery personality, but when you get to know her, you know, she's got a heart of gold kind of thing. She's a really good healer, which you know, is needed in Wild Arms, because I think they got rid of some of Cecilia's healing abilities in Alter Code F, and they gave them to Jane. But yeah, so that would be my top 5 thieves, guys. So you've got Calamity Jane from Wild Arms, you've got Raven from Suikoden 5, you've got Blue Blank from the Trails in the Sky and Trails of Cold Steel series, you've got Ray from Breath of Fire 3, E for the P. I don't know what he says when he steals. I think that he says something to that effect. And then, of course, you got Locke King Cole from Final Fantasy VI. Rounding out the top 5. Let me... Hold on. I gotta save my list real quick. Just before I lose it.